Today, I'm here to share with you a secret. Now, this secret is something that has been around for generations and generations. This is ancient teachings, and it's so simple, yet we still don't quite grasp it. Now, think about your day. Your alarm clock goes off, and from the moment your alarm, maybe you hear radio, there is constant bombardment of sound and information and knowledge, and some of it is what you like. Others, not so much. It's kind of like being in a sandstorm. And in that sandstorm, you are, by the end of the day, caked in information and knowledge. And maybe some of it got up your nose. Maybe it's started to integrate itself into your ears. But how do you really integrate all of that information? How do you really take that knowledge and turn it into wisdom? Now, these pieces of sand, or imagine them as these pieces of plasticine as being like information. How do you take that and how do you make it a part of your being? How do you embody that wisdom? The answer is your body. That's right. Imagine this little person as being your body. Your body is amazing. And when you integrate all of that amazing information and knowledge and make it a part of your body, then you are living an entirely different reality. For my job, how I make my living is I help people to integrate everything that they want to learn into their body. Now, I will often say that trying to turn information into wisdom without our body is like putting fuel into the tank of a car that has no engine. So if the car has no engine, you putting fuel into the tank, it's not going to help it get anywhere. There's no potential for momentum forward without the help of your amazing body. Now, you have to understand that your body is truly intelligent. It is capable of holding these genetic sequences from the past, as well as moving forward into the future. It is a living, breathing, intelligent system, and we hardly give it the opportunity to show us what it's capable of. Now, in this adventure suit, in our body, we contain, and I mean that, we are containers of wisdom. But how do we tap into it? If we could tap into it, we would all be Buddhist monks walking around enjoying the enlightenment of being. Yet we're not. So why is this conversion so hard for us? Why is it so hard for us to turn information and turn knowledge into embodied wisdom? Now, my name is Jules Hare, and I absolutely love what I do. I love introducing people to their bodies, to what their bodies are truly capable of. But what holds us back a lot of the time is our brain. That's right. We are thinking so much, and we've been trained so well to think that our brain is the thing that is to lead us through life. Now, you have to understand that our brain can break down approximately 32 to 36 bits of information per second, which is a logical, reasonable amount, but it's a very slow processor in the grand scheme of things, and let me show you. Our brain loves to take things apart and put them in categories and make sense of them, and put them up on a shelf and say, we get that, we understand that completely. And we get stars for that. We get little stars when we're kids in school. We get accolades as adults. We get awards. We get rewarded by how well our brain works. So of course, that's what we put our priority on. Our brain works really well. We're going to use it to do all of the things that we need to do in life. But in reality, our body is doing so much under the surface that science has no idea how in depth that body works. We still have no clue to that degree. And that body, our body, it doesn't make sense of things the way that our brain does. Our body is operating at millions to billions of bits of information per second, which means that if we want to connect with it, and we need to access it at the level that it is working, at the level that it's generating energy. And that usually happens before words and before images, pre-verbal, pre-logical, right? So I apologize, it happens through images, through memories, multisensory, through sounds, right? Colors, textures, temperatures, multidimensional memories. And anybody can remember maybe going to your grandma's house and smelling the smell of, for me, it was chocolate chip cookies. And just remembering all of the smell, the house, the thought of grandma, everything that comes along with that. It's like holographic. That is how our body feels things, remembers them, and most importantly, that's how our body stores information. It stores information through such an abstract, multidimensional framework that in order for us to access that, then we need to meet it where it's at. Here's where I come in. Most of us have been using our brains our entire lives. And this body is something that we have, this body is something that we know that we have and we move around in, but we haven't truly integrated so that that brain and body work together. And that is where learning the language of your body, learning how your unique body relates to things, how it stores things, how it catches your attention, and learning that. Now, that's one thing that we forget we have the capacity to do, is to listen to our body, that it's actually speaking a language, trying desperately to get our attention. It's like a child pulling on mom's sleeve. Mom, 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 mom. Except our body often does it through the means of pain or discomfort or something, anything that can register your attention so that it can talk to you. Now remember that when it comes to the body, it is a storage vessel. So if you are finally ready for a piece of learning or a piece of the past that's ready to be integrated, right, into that body, then it's most important that it has your attention. But if it doesn't know how to catch your attention and it keeps trying and tugging on you, then it's going to keep trying because it loves you so much. It wants you to learn. It is going to keep being insistent, just like that little toddler is not going to stop until it gets your attention. So I'm going to share a story because stories are so powerful in this case. I specialize in treating kids, and there was one little girl that I treated. Her mom brought her in because she was very anxious. She was having bad dreams and she was not sleeping because the dreams were getting more and more intense. So when I was working with her, and we work in imagination and we play, because imagination is the language that your body speaks. If we can speak in that same language and meet it where it's at, it's a really easy place to hang out. And kids, as you know, are really good at hanging out in their imaginations. So as I was connecting to this little girl, and we went through imagination and what the dream was about, and then how it made her feel, how it connected to her body, and then talking to the parts of her body it was connecting to, By the time the session was over, I said to the mom and the child, I said, Emma, just so that you know, everything that you've done today has already shifted that dream. So you don't have to worry about that dream anymore, but it might catch your attention again. But when it does, we use those tools that we learn from your body. And I have no doubt that you've got this. And I said to mom and Emma, but Emma, you know that when you need to come back in, you let mom know. And the mom nodded and Emma nodded, and I said goodbye. And 6 months later, the mom called and she said, you'll never believe what happened. Emma said, it's time to come see that lady again. And she described the toy that she was playing with. And I knew that she was talking about you. She said, I have to say, I was really skeptical when you said that she would know when she needed to come back in again. Who knows when they need to come back in again? She's 5. She said she knew. And she was starting to get nightmares again. And I said, oh yeah, of course she knew. I said, because she trusts and knows her body and how to connect to it now. She's been using those tools every day. And the mom said, yeah, she has. Every night she tells me I need some more time before you come and tuck me in because I'm talking to my body. Now, for me as a therapist and as a parent, that is the most rewarding story to hear. And that is that a child, and adults are amazing at it too, but knowing that a kid has the opportunity and trust and awareness to be present with their bodies and recognize that that body can harness all of what they need ever. It's all right there. And that curiosity and safety, because curiosity only happens when you feel safe, is a part, big part of the role that I play as a facilitator. And I never say that I'm there to fix anything or solve any problems or make sense of things. No, I'm there to help you to connect to your body. I'm here to hold space because it's very hard to be present with our bodies on our own sometimes. The patterns are too deeply ingrained. But in the capable hands of somebody who can facilitate you, you can hold space and direct love and curiosity through your attention to your body. And that is something that most people's bodies are not very familiar with, to say the very least. There's one other thing that came up, and this was with a teenager. And this mom, again, had called because her daughter, they were going to be moving as a family. And her daughter was anxious about the move, and so anxious that she was actually starting to develop headaches. And she only developed headaches when she was really stressed out. So I said, of course, let's check in. And this teen, she was really good from the get-go of actually recognizing when she closed her eyes and when she listened to her body. And when I laid out the framework of being able to listen to whatever shows up, no matter how ridiculous it is, because our imagination, that abstract world, is where we're playing. So we don't need to make sense of things. We can just notice a sound, a color, a memory, and whatever, however it connects in the body, that's where we're going to go. And she was so great at that, that by the next time I saw her, at the end, I said, so how are you feeling about the move now? She said, well, I realized that I am capable of being able to do it. It's still not comfortable, but I've been talking to my body and I've been connecting and I've been checking in every day. And I know that if I need anything, I can just tune in there. Now, that is music to my ears. It makes my heart sing. Just hearing that somebody could develop a relationship with their body to such a degree that they're able to listen, that they understand and trust that language and that new teamwork that happens. Now, this passion for me and why I do this is because, like I just described, it makes my heart sing. I get so excited sharing this with people. People don't even know that there is a language that their body is speaking, And if they do, they don't realize that they can learn that language, that they can work together. And that beautiful union is such a powerful, powerful and an empowering experience to the rest of life. And not only to the rest of life, but to others around them. So I developed a book, and it's called Raise Future Leaders: 3 Simple Steps to Transformational Parenting. Now, this book I filled with fun pictures, and I made it a multi-sensory experience, because when it comes to parenting, the thing that we forget is that doing our own work as parents is going to be the most beneficial for our kids. And we often, as parents, want our kids not to stress, not to struggle, not to have to go through things, when in reality, life is about growing and learning, and we need to go through hard things to grow and learn. So as a parent, if you can model that, and that's what this book is all about, creating you, the opportunity to learn through your own resistance as a parent. Our kids are amazing teachers, and they're constantly showing us things that we're resistant to. And instead of just trying to fix it or make sure that our child never struggles, we need to recognize the struggle within ourselves first, so that we can help them grow, so they can be amazing future leaders. And as parents, and I have lots of people who read this book who are not parents, raising future leaders in ourselves will help us raise future leaders in our kids or in our community. And that is extremely powerful. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you may or may not know me at all, but my love of connecting to children also relates to connecting to the parts of ourselves that are stored internally as our inner children got frozen in time and space. Because remembering that our body is this amazing wealth of container of information that's holding a lot of experiences. Sometimes things get frozen in space and time. It's just like one of those Russian stacking dolls, or in my case, this Russian stacking pig, PEI stacking pig. Right inside of you, there's also another version of you. And that version might have got stuck in time and space when something really traumatic or devastating or even exciting happened, frozen. And so if we can get into those layers, and your body is always super helpful at showing us those layers as soon as it knows you're paying attention, then we can also shift your entire experience of the next layer and the next layer and the next layer, accessing all of those layers to shift how you experience yourself in this time and space. And it sounds abstract and profound, but that's how the body works. Remember, it is not a linear processor like your brain. And so when we can access the body and brain together, they work magnificently as a team. And when inner children can come up and they can be acknowledged and seen and integrated, just like the brain integration, then you have many different versions of yourself from the past and also from the future, all able to connect and work again as a team. Who of us doesn't want to have a team behind us? We all know that feeling of being supported and being loved. What if you could have that from the outside and from the inside? Just imagine how it would feel to be a team with your body, to be a team with all of the other parts of your past and future, everybody rooting for you. Now, the way that I put my pigs down, the way that I like to treat people is over the phone or in person, but a lot of my work is over the phone. And I imagine that they are a doll, like bananas here. And what I do is I put my hands on the person and I tell them where I'm putting my hands. And during that experience, bringing their awareness into their own bodies and being fully present for themselves, I'm able to notice with my 30 years of experience as a cranial sacral therapist, able to notice from a distance what's moving, what's caught, what's wanting attention. And then I bring your attention to your body so that you can be fully present with it there. That is what I find is the most powerful. And I treat people from all over the world via Zoom, on the phone, all sorts of different messaging apps available now, so that the world is available now to access this. And through many other avenues, such as iAwesome, we can connect to our own inner wisdom. We can learn our own language that each and every one of us has access to, but we are the only ones who can access it, because this access is from within. Now, of the bigger picture, obviously, if you can imagine and dream with me a world of people who trust in their own potential, who believe that they're capable of what they've come here for, without needing to know it, trusting in their instinct, in their bodies. And what I've noticed from the people that I've treated throughout the years is that these people, they will say, wow, I feel like I can trust in my own being. I can trust my instincts. I've had people say things like, I feel like I'm friends with my body again, and I can make great decisions. Now, who of us doesn't want to be friends with our body, to work together, to learn and grow, to make great decisions, not just for ourselves, but for our kids, in our businesses, in our families? There is so much benefit to this body and befriending it and learning its language, that if the world was full of amazing leaders who were leading from the inside first, connecting to what is really of value to their being, and that we're all connected to each other and to the earth, then we can all make great decisions together and honor and value each other's differences and each other's instincts and abilities, and connect and utilize and play within that beautiful dance of connection, that we can truly access our purpose here and trust in the meaning of being here. Are you willing and ready to step in, to listen to your body, and to learn the language of your being so that you can be of service to the world? I think you are.